Hello, this is Tom Lesher. It's November 21st. This is the Pele Report and Astrological Forecast for this week, 2010, coming from the Big Island of Hawaii. And today I would like to talk to you a little bit about the actuality, not so much looking at the planets through the signs, so much as through the night sky itself. And particularly Venus and Mars, because what's been going on here astrologically is that Venus and Mars were traveling together through, Venus entered Libra in August, the beginning of August, and is going to stay in the signs of Libra and Scorpio. Libra and Scorpio are the signs having to do with relationship. What we project onto other people, our shadow, what we don't see about ourselves, the gold and the jewels that we gather and gain through our relationships, all of these are mirrored and involved and shown through these signs of Libra and Scorpio. And we have this practically 5-month period, August, September, October, November, December. Venus doesn't leave Scorpio until January. Like the first week of January. So we have this tremendous time. And Mars also has traveled along with Venus, like I said, in the beginning of August, in through September. And it wasn't really until October 16th or so that we could say Venus went retrograde, back, down, and Mars kept going towards Sagittarius. If you listen to my past forecasts, you'll know more about that transits of Mars into Sagittarius, like I spoke of last week. But the interesting thing about the night sky is we see, this is the masculine and the feminine principle, traveling together through Libra, through the month of August and into September and into October. And you can see them together in the night sky. And the ancient indigenous peoples would watch these planets move. They didn't write down, they didn't have computers. But this is the masculine and feminine. This is us, and we are each masculine and feminine. We have a physical body, we have an etheric astral body. The etheric astral body is the opposite. You're familiar with the anima and the animus, yeah? So these represent aspects of our own internal self. But they are often mirrored in our relationships, particularly men tend to project their Venus and women tend to project their Mars. It's only a tendency that we're moving away from. Okay, it's still happening once in a while. In the night sky anyway, Mars and Venus travel together, like I say, August, September, October, then Venus goes retrograde. They turn around. They almost hit the heart of the Scorpion, the middle of Scorpio, and then Venus goes down, and Mars continues to rise. The masculine principle rises up farther and continues on into Sagittarius, but Venus goes retrograde, and she goes down, and she sets. Actually, she goes out of sight into the underworld. Yes, by October 24th, we could no longer see Venus. Until then, she does her underworld experience that I spoke of. This underworld is a surrendering, it is a feeling, it's moving into the lower chakras, into the emotions, the past, the fears, the needs, the desires, releasing, surrendering, allowing spirit to transform and transmute the relationship, the energy, the inner relationship, which then also transforms the outer relationship. Well, Venus rose then in the east, November 5th, and she is going to remain over in the east. And Mars has gone into Sagittarius, and he's out there in the west. And so Sagittarius, this fire sign, moving, seeking, adventuring, learning, exploring new truth, the own natural laws, going off in independence and freedom to explore and understand the universe from a much broader perspective. Venus, in the meantime, is in the east, and the east is fire, the west is water. The two of these were traveling together. August, September, October was water. Venus and Mars, relationship, feeling, mingling, water, seeking to merge and lose identity and come, and unite. Then we see this divisive, yes, Venus off to the east into the fire, the independent woman, finding herself and finding her strength through her descent, through that surrender. She has been transformed and is now a stronger, liberated, sovereign, autonomous character. Yes? And Libra is the sign of balance. It is the sign of justice. And we can say that it is also ruled by Pallas Athena and Juno. And Pallas Athena was the goddess of war and wisdom. She was a powerful force for justice, fairness, and equality. We see the strength. Yes, so Venus did her whole turnaround and her descent in Scorpio, and then went back through into Libra, is going to reemerge back into Scorpio a week from Monday. I'll talk about that next week, but we have the final stages of this Libra Venus. In the final closing, what is fair, what is true, what is just, what do I want to give, what do I want to receive, what is all of this going on? This is happening now. And then it moves into Scorpio. And the coming months, yes, as from now, from next week until January, Venus transiting through Scorpio picks up speed, yes, and is also then going to, Scorpio is the second sign from Libra. It has to do with the possessions of the partnership, the depth of the partnership, what the resources of the partner and of the partnership. So it's this whole thing of either mingling or breaking, of either merging deeper and uniting, starting new businesses, new endeavors, lending and borrowing and things picking up and things moving along. This is also economically, but I'm more in the relationship thing because Saturn is moving through Libra, and there's this whole energy around relationships like I spoke of in previous forecasts. But anyway, so yes, as Mars goes and gathers new energy, new material, new wisdom, new truth, he will then not really join Venus in the eastern sky until next March. So there is this period of autonomy, this period of where, in a sense, there is this kind of separation where the masculine and the feminine kind of are delving into their own unique paths, their own unique truths, only to then re-emerge, to reunite, to join, again in the eastern sky with new fire, with new dynamism, yeah, in the future. Of course, we see then that is the same month that Uranus goes into Aries and Jupiter goes into Aries in January, right along as Venus moves into Sagittarius, Jupiter moves into Aries. We have a huge transformation coming in January. And through January, February, and March, there is going to be a massive breakthrough in consciousness, not only internally, but there will also be economic factors and business factors, political factors, many other factors, creating a whole new dynamic. So I encourage you this week and these final stages, Monday, tomorrow, probably when you're getting this, the sun has gone into Sagittarius to join Mercury and Mars. And we're going to talk a lot more about Mercury, Mars, and the sun next week in our forecast. But until then, I wish you the very best of soul searching, of coming into your truth, of a deeper understanding, so that as you merge your own inner marriage of the sacred masculine and feminine within yourself, your relationships will become newer, stronger, deeper, and better than ever before. So namaste.